What screams I'm economically illiterate? Confusing personal finance with economics. Expecting prices to reduce when inflation goes down. Not understanding marginal taxes. No, there is no scenario where you get a raise and your take-home pay goes down because of reaching a new tax bracket. Refusing a raise because it'll bump you up to the next tax bracket. Not knowing the difference between finance and economics. A parrot whose owner has buyer's remorse. One time I worked at Lowe's, and a customer wanted to buy an item. I told her that she could buy the rest of the items and come back for that one when we had it in stock. She says no because then I'll pay more in taxes. She must have thought that purchasing items separately would cost more in sales taxes. Sunk cost fallacy. There was a survey done in the last year or so, asking Americans whether they thought the current unemployment rate was a 50-year high or a 50-year low. A substantial fraction thought it was a 50-year high. Most people are totally unfamiliar with the actual economy and instead have beliefs driven by news headlines. Not investing in my pyramid scheme. Yes, you who are not like this dumbass, you who know how to invest, how to win in life, contact me for this extremely great opportunity for me to take your money. People that fall for this kind of things. The relationship between supply, demand and price is fundamental economic knowledge. If they can't grasp that, they would be considered illiterate. Thinking that tax write-offs actually make some things free. I had an old boss that would constantly say since it was a write-off, what he was getting was free, even though he just spent $500 on it. I'm economically illiterate. Blaming a sitting president for gas prices. Every single TikTok social media guru headline repeated but no actions ever taken. 401ks are a scam and will be worthless. Need to have multiple Airbnbs to retire. It's all about Section 8. Etc. Thinking installment payments are significantly cheaper than paying all at once. Asking why can't we just print more money to solve a recession. Big new truck parked in front of a house that looks like it is about to fall down. Being upset over a smaller tax refund. Not understanding the difference between net worth and income. Buying a new car when you are upside down on your current car loan, and you roll the balance into the new loan. Cashing your paycheck at the same place that sells gas. Oh man, there's so many of these. Thinking that a tax write-off is equal to a tax refund, conflating one's own financial struggles with rhetoric, state of the national economy, thinking that rising interest rates are a cause of inflation, not a remedy of it, thinking saving cold hard cash outside of a bank is a sound investment strategy, defending tax cuts for the hyper-wealthy while you personally don't have 2 pennies to rub together. As a boat owner, buying a boat s. Belief in trickle-down economics. Citing the commons problem. Thinking your Social Security tax is saved for you to later use in retirement. Nah, goes to pay boomers now and you are hoping one day young kids will get taxed for you. Gambling, spending dollar on phone games when you can't pay your bills. Routinely taking out payday loans. A lot of people actively refuse to live at below their means. You'll meet people making $100,000 a year still living paycheck to paycheck because they just spend all the money they make. Keep this in mind when people talk about the economy, since a lot of people complaining absolutely could be living comfortably if they downsized a bit. People who are actually struggling often sound basically the exact same as well-off people who have been slightly inconvenienced, which leads to a lot of distortion in how people perceive the economy. Complaining about endless credit card debt while getting every meal delivered. Old people on Facebook rambling about how people need to fill the empty minimum wage positions because they want someone to wait on them. Usually accompanied by these jobs aren't career paths, so you don't need living wage. And also, if we pay them more, ice cream will be $10 a cone. I did that stickers. Paying the minimum on your credit card. Why doesn't the government just print more money? On the left, assuming everything can be paid for either A, by just taxing rich people, and or B, by printing money because modern monetary theory says you can. On the right, assuming you can cut taxes and the increase in growth will mean you get more taxes than the reduction and hence can pay for increases in public spending. Across the spectrum, wanting the state to do more but not be willing to pay for it in taxes. Are fluent in finance is fairly consistently rage-posting economically illiterate takes. If we build more housing, my rent will go up. Not knowing the interest rate of your credit card while carrying a balance, especially on a large balance. Buying a 10-year-old used shitbox with a 20 interest rate. People I see on Reddit who claim that the economic situation in the past few years is worse than the 2008 recession. It's not even remotely close. Anyone promoting the idea that tax cuts for billionaires will feed the hungry, heal the sick, house the homeless, or in any way improve the lot of Joe Schmo. Proposing taxes on unrealized gains. Being perpetually confused, angry that inflation exists, and insisting zero inflation is economically desirable. Tesla Cybertruck in an apartment complex parking lot. Reverse mortgage. Tell me more. Confusing net worth with liquidity. Jeff Bezos may have a net worth of billions, but he doesn't have that money sitting in a bank. It's in his house, Amazon stock, etc. Thinking you can just mandate wealth into existence. As if all Africa needs to do is raise its minimum wages and mandate good working conditions. Todd, and now they're all rich. Give your head a shake. Professing that the current president is responsible for the economy, when in actuality, the president has very little to effect on it. Especially the global economy, of which we are very much tied to. 18 Interest on loans for 10-year-old cars. The belief that a large economy can be effectively and justly planned and managed by a central bureaucracy. The belief that prices are set arbitrarily and not largely dependent on the interaction of supply and demand. The belief that microeconomic principles can be extended safely in macroeconomic matters. Millionaires lecturing poor people how it's all about your attitude and mindset, as if the landlord will accept attitude as rent payment. Investing in crypto and NFTs. Joining an MLM scheme expecting to get rich. No bo daiwa and ts to w orc. Owning a timeshare. Confusing credit cards with money. Refusing overtime because it'll put me in the next tax bracket and I'll lose money. Not understanding that taxpayer funded doesn't mean something's free. Believing the inflation is caused by government spending. Large companies getting away with price hikes is the driving factor.